And Deacon has won the golden power of veto. Okay, so there we have it. Our final two nominees this week are Derek and Josie.
Aura!
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
By a vote of 3 to 2, Derek, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. So it's between Aubrey and Jaren, 82 to beat, and 71. That means, congratulations, Jaren. You are the new head of household of the season.
Bishi Slekam? Ken Kuya!
Vanarla.
Axenoy?
Yeah, yips.
Yishlaquis. Alfonso.
Hello and welcome to Let's Play Big Brother with Startup Simsy. It is day 6 inside the Big Brother house and we have just seen Jaren nominate Adelaide and Aubrey for potential eviction from the Big Brother house. So 2 females have been nominated by Jaren. And they weren't part of the 3-person alliance that was speaking at the kitchen before. So it is interesting to see there's clearly a bit of a divide in the house at the moment between 4 and 3, and 2 of those have been nominated. So let's check in with the house guest.
Manji.
So Adelaide's very much keeping herself to herself. She's very annoyed that she's nominated. So a lot of chat happening at the dining room table. At the moment we've got Josie, we've got head of household Jaren, we've got Brianna, we've got Calvin, we've got nominee Adelaide and Deacon. Josie's just leaving, so some conversation happening here. I feel like Adelaide is kind of saving face. She's not, well, I say saving face and then she gets up and leaves. So Aubrey's gone to work out on the gym equipment, which is no surprise. She's very much after any kind of nomination ceremony or veto meeting. She's at that punching bag, or she's on these pull weights as well. So she's there. She's obviously gearing herself up for veto. She's like, I'm going to win that Power of Veto competition and pull myself off the block. Will we see another nominee pull themselves off the block this week, or will we see someone else get the opportunity to use it? Okay, so coming up on today's episode, obviously we will check in and follow the house guests following the nomination ceremony and see the discussions that are being had approaching that veto meeting, which will take place in today's episode tonight for The Sims. And then tomorrow morning, that all-important veto meeting will take place. Will the power of veto be used, and if so, who will the head of household Jaren nominate for potential eviction from the Big Brother house? Plus, I share news of a twist that will be taking place in Thursday's episode after the eviction, which is very, very exciting. So, head of household Jaren has been left alone at the dining table. He's just sat there, obviously watching the game, content with the nominations that he's made, but also just kind of taking it in, letting them have their space, giving, you know, the other house guests space as well. And he's obviously just thinking, right, I've got to kind of sit back, watch this, see how the power of veto plays out, and then go from there. I feel like Deacon's probably giving advice to Adelaide of being on the block. Obviously, they were part of that 4-person conversation that was happening just before the nominations as well, so he's like, you know, I was nominated last week, I pulled myself off that block, you can do it too. I feel like Calvin's just very happy that he's been kept off the block. I feel like the first head of household always has a tough job because they make them initial nominations. They upset, you know, he upset 3 people. One of them had been evicted, but there were 2 left in house that were still very much annoyed that he had nominated them, and he's kept off the block this week, which is, you know, testament to him. So Josie's in one of the bedrooms, just reading, getting away from the rest. Happy that she's obviously not nominated. We've seen 2 brand new nominations this week. We've got Calvin and we've got Aubrey at the dining table, just having a bit of a conversation.
Sabine?
Hmm.
Jiffa!
Galpa Lanji. Benarla Deroy. Ablish. Fumu.
You're so
Watso,
fun to be around.
Watso.
I really enjoy spending time with you, and I hope
Runa.
you feel the same way about me too. So that's Aubrey and Calvin.
Ganashuna.
Jaren is up by the chessboard playing chess on his own. He's really, really kind of secluded himself following the nomination ceremony. That's clearly the type of game that he's wanting to play. Adelaide is kind of just cooling off in the swimming pool, keeping herself to herself. And Josie's joined the conversation with Aubrey and Kelvin. So sentiment gained between Josie and Aubrey there as well. So Aubrey's obviously collecting votes. She's kind of talking to people, really working the room ahead of the veto competition, just in case she doesn't win it. And she's sat on that chopping block come eviction night. So upstairs we've now got Deacon, we've got Jaren, and we've got Brianna. So Deacon is leaving, and so is Jaren actually. So Brianna's come to her favourite place, which is the chessboard, where she likes to hold court, and the 2 boys have just walked away, which she's clearly very angry about, giving herself a pep talk in the mirror. So Josie and Aubrey are up in the head of household room. So by the pool we've got Brianna, we've got Jaren, and we've got Deacon swimming as well. Calvin's keeping himself to himself in one of the luxury rooms. Okay, so Adelaide's joined the conversation now. I feel like she's kind of thought, you know, I need to keep Jaren on side no matter what. So Brianna and Adelaide are having a conversation. Okay, so without further ado, I think it's time to start the veto competition. Okay, and welcome to the Power of Veto competition. All 7 house guests do play in this competition, and the winner of the Power of Veto has the opportunity to save one of the 2 nominations, Aubrey or Adelaide, or choose to keep the nominations the same. If they do save one of the nominees, then Head of Household Jaren will have to name a replacement nominee. This competition is simple. They've all become very familiar with the pool over the last 6 days, and they will all be getting in at the same time to swim. The last house guest standing will claim the golden power of veto. So without further ado, let's begin. So they're all getting in the pool together, and the last one standing will win the power of veto. Okay, so all 7 house guests are still in the game. Oh, we're seeing some people get out. So are they going to get out? Or yes, Aubrey, Adelaide and Jaren are all out. So the head of household and the 2 nominees are out of the competition. So it leaves the 4 remaining house guests. One of those will win the power of veto. So the nominees and the head of household gave up so early. So it just leaves our 4 house guests here. We've got Calvin, we've got Brianna, we've got Deacon, who's already won 1 power of veto, and we've got Josie, who looks like yes, Josie is getting out. Josie's been eliminated from the competition. Deacon's got out. Deacon's been eliminated from the competition, so he is not getting a second power of veto win. It just leaves Calvin and Brianna. So Calvin's won 1 head of household competition so far. Can he make it a second competition win with this power of veto? Or will it be Brianna winning her first competition of the season and keeping herself safe this week? We know she's angered a lot of people. She's had a few negative reactions. Oh, Calvin has chosen to get out of the pool, eliminated himself, which means congratulations, Brianna. You have won the golden power of veto. So Brianna has won the golden power of veto. Will she use it on one of the nominees, Adelaide or Aubrey? Adelaide sure hopes so, but we'll find that out in the veto meeting. Oh, Brianna's... I thought she was about to get back in, but she's just taken a seat. Oh, both nominees have come over to speak to Brianna at the same time to congratulate her on her win, but clearly she can only, if she chooses to do so, she can only use it on one of these ladies, forcing Jaren to name a replacement nominee, and that's if she even wants to save one of them. Jaren and Deacon are speaking in the storeroom. Clearly, Jaren is just speaking about Brianna winning the power of veto. He's wondering if she will use it, where her loyalties lay. This will show a lot. So when a nominee wins the power of veto, it's very clear they're probably going to use it on themselves. But when someone wins the power of veto that's not the head of household or not a nominee, it really shows where their loyalty lies in the game. And Brianna will be making that decision at the veto meeting tomorrow morning. Adelaide is angry with her efforts, clearly trying to give herself a pep talk in the mirror, while Brianna awkwardly watches on. Oh, and leaves the room. She's like, nope, this is too awkward for me. I am not staying in here. She's clearly angry that she's not won the competition she gave up so early as well. Josie and Deacon are speaking in the bathroom. So one of the threats now of Brianna winning the power of veto, if she does choose to save either Adelaide or Aubrey, it only leaves 3 possible options, 2 of them being Deacon and Josie, the other being Calvin. So clearly they're a little bit nervous. I don't think Josie quite realizes that Deacon was one of the votes to evict her last week. So Adelaide is now having a conversation with Deacon as well. Potentially, I would say she's obviously thinking ahead of the veto meeting. If the veto is not used, she wants to secure that vote with Deacon. In the bedroom, we've got Calvin, we've got Brianna, and we've got Aubrey. So Aubrey and Calvin are having a conversation. Aubrey's quite fit, obviously. She loves her gym stuff. She loves that punching bag. So I'm quite shocked that she gave up so quickly in the competition. Bit of an awkward silence between Brianna and Aubrey there. Jaren's having a swim in the pool on his own late at night. Probably just contemplating what might happen in the morning at the veto meeting. Kind of, I don't think anyone knows where Brianna's head's at. She's so up and down. She's probably one of our most chaotic players, actually. She's not scared to have an argument with anyone. And he's thinking, is she going to throw me a curveball and save one of the nominees? And if so, who the hell am I going to name as that replacement nominee? Okay, upstairs we've got Josie and we've got Calvin playing chess. Well, Jaren's on his way to talk to Josie. Is he gearing her up to be the potential replacement nominee? I feel like Adelaide is following Brianna around like a bad smell at the moment. She's like, I'm going to stay with her. I'm not going to let her out of my sight. We are going to become friends. She's even thinking about her right now. We are going to become friends. You are going to use that power of veto on me. So they're obviously having a conversation now about what that might look like if Brianna was to save Adelaide from the block. Deacon and Chris having a conversation in the kitchen about the potential of... Deacon and Chris? Deacon and Calvin, sorry, are having a conversation in the kitchen regarding, obviously, the upcoming veto meeting and if one of them might be the potential replacement nominee if that veto is used. Like I said, no one really knows where Brianna's head is at, which is the most interesting. She's never won any power. She's never, you know, in the eviction, she voted for Derek to go out, so she hasn't got any kind of clear targets in this game at the moment so far. Okay, so the house guests are now mostly going to bed. We've got head of household here, making his way to his head of household room. Okay, so it is day 7 inside the Big Brother house, and house guests are just waking up for the morning. So today we've got the veto meeting Brianna will be holding and declaring if she will be using the power of veto and if so on who, which is very exciting. But first let's check in with the house guest. Let's check in with Brianna. Okay, so she needs a toilet at the moment. Let's check in with our nominees as well. So we've got Aubrey over here. She's just making some food. We've got Adelaide in the storeroom with Josie, just also making some breakfast before the veto meeting. I feel like they're both like, what will be, we can't say anymore. They've both been around Brianna last night at different points. I think Adelaide more than Aubrey. Whenever Aubrey was there, Adelaide was also there. Brianna's having a bit of a swim. Okay, I think on that note, it's time for the veto meeting. House guests, please gather in the living room for today's veto meeting. Okay, so Adelaide has been saved by Brianna from the block. Okay, so Jaren has named Deacon as the replacement nominee and will sit side by side with Aubrey for the upcoming eviction. There we have it. Our two final nominations facing eviction are Aubrey and Deacon. Who will be evicted from the Big Brother house? Find out Thursday at 8 AM British time. Plus, in a twist never seen before on this game, 2 new house guests will be entering the Big Brother house. How will this shake the game up? Meet them on Thursday, straight after the eviction. They'll be entering the house unbeknownst to the house guest. See you on Thursday.